Alright, let's dive into a silent run. I kind of been hankering for silent recently. I'm excited about it. I was in Onson's stream, and he had like a what you call it, like burst catalyst run. And I was like, ah, man, I miss burst catalyst. I haven't seen burst catalyst like this year. It's been like a long time. You can't post links in the chat. You can put it in Discord though. Did you win that run, Anton? I feel like I put you in a very high pressure situation, because if you say no, then it's like, well, come on, you had burst catalyst. Oh, Reptomancer. Remove a card, take a random common relic, and choose a rare card. Are all options outside of swap for a boss relic. Here's a question for you. If you are, thanks for the follow, Sherwins, you like a paint advertisement executive? Like Sherwin something, right? Maybe like, what am I thinking of? Sherwin something? This is now a paint stream. Excellent. Everyone, buy Sherman Paints. Is there actually a paint brand named Sherman Paints, or am I just like completely losing my mind? Sherwin, yeah. Sherwin-Williams. Okay, there we go. We found it. Yeah, let's swap for a boss relic, I think. I don't see any reason why choosing a rare card would be better than swapping for boss relic. And 15 damage is a ton. Common relics are good too, but boss relic swaps, I think, where we're at. And I'm actually going to do that before we look at the pathing, because I want to know what it is for looking at the pathing. It's Runic Dome. Okay. Strap in. We're going to do a Runic Dome run. Apparently. We can either do a fire after our first elite or a fire before our first elite. If we do one of those two paths. Isn't card draw super powerful, or do we just rely on the inherent card draw the silent give here? Yeah, so card draw is super powerful. Drawing 2 cards on the first turn is really good. The problem with Silent is that Silent's fairly bad at Act 1 hallway fights. And going up to 4 energy means that you can do a lot of, like, you can take a lot less average damage in hallway fights than you would if you drew 7 cards in your first turn. So, like, drawing 7 cards in your first turn is potentially more valuable than Ring of the Snake in, like, Act 3 and Act 4, if you're, like, trying to set up some combo where it's like you need to get well-laid plans on turn 1 so that you can set up your whatever grand finale or something. But in Act 1, the energy is way more useful. No, I haven't done Hoarder runs for a while. I thought they ended up being too easy. Although I did lose, I lost at least one of them, right? There was like a pressure points Watcher run that I think I lost. But it is fun. I'd be open to doing more if people are interested. I kind of want to go up the middle here and then like do a Mega Elite. I feel like if you get a energy relic in Act 1, doing a Mega Elite is not insane. Especially if it's a late Mega Elite. I've been meaning to promote my YouTube more, so my father mentioned it, so I'll post the link there. There it is. The YouTube channel, where you can watch all the cool Hoarder runs. I have to click this leave button before I can click here. Alright, we have 2 energy, but we don't know what they are doing. Fortunately, it doesn't matter. Alright, he can be hitting for 8, so we want to block that. This is another turn where it doesn't matter. Find all the cards. There's only 1 target. Okay. Can't kill him. But that doesn't really matter, because we play all the cards, so... There's catalysts on floor 1. For a second I was in hoarder mode and I was like, do I want 3 catalysts? 3 catalysts is a heck of a lot. Normally I'm not a big fan of early catalysts, although I seem to pick them a lot. But given that there's no attacks here, right? Like if it was Catalyst versus Poison Stab, I'd probably pick Poison Stab. But it's not, it's Catalyst versus Blur and Acrobatics. I guess Acrobatics is pretty good since we have 4 energy. I think we're going to take Catalyst. Speculative Catalyst, delicious. Bonfire Spirits. Alright, I think we'll give him a strike. This is actually pretty dangerous. Not picking a strike and then getting rid of a strike. Skepticism. Alright, we're going to need an attack out of you, Cultist. There's no point in blocking. I know he's not attacking turn 1. Okay, he's attacking for 6 here. We'll waste the Catalyst and block that. Oh boy. Okay, now he's attacking for 11. I'll block for 10. This is the first turn in the run where we haven't been able to play our whole hand. Now he's attacking for 16. And we can block for that. Hopefully get lethal next turn. Nope. But we can play the whole hand, so I guess it's either enough or it's not. Okay, it is enough. And now we get lethal. Great. Damage, please. Quick Slash. I'll take it. Infinite Blades instead. Anson had an Infinite Blades in his run. Didn't you have 2 Infinite Blades? I think you had like a Bird Face urn though, so I think we're taking the Quick Slash. We could have our second Blur of the run. It's an interesting alternate reality. Quick Slash is pretty insane with Runic Dome because we have extra energy, so we can use that energy to do damage and draw cards. Oh, you had a Kunai. Yeah, with Infinite Blades, Kunai is a pick. Or with Kunai, Infinite Blades is a pick. Kunai is always a pick. Alright. Ooh, random fight. That might disrupt my plans here. Because I don't know if I want to do a hard pool fight voluntarily here. I might want to wimp out of this and go do this elite instead. So we're doing 2 elites, one of which is a Mega Elite instead. We don't know what he's doing on turn 1, but we can play all of our cards, so whatever. Ouch, the big attack. I think we're going to defend Survivor. This is where the Runic Dome starts catching up to us, because he might not be attacking at all. Might have way overblocked. Yep, we did. Here's one of those turns where we play all the cards. I think we need to play both strikes, because we can't let him just scale up on us. Okay, that should be lethal. Cool. Alright. Bane, I think, is almost certainly what we're picking. We need it to attack really badly. Even though we picked the Quick Slash, we'll get rid of a strike, so... we also are already sort of committed to poison, and Act 1 Bane in a Poison Silent is amazing. So let's grab it. Okay, so for pathing, do we take a hard pool fight and then an elite? If it goes badly, I guess we can still just go to the campsite. Yeah, let's go for it. There's so many fires up this middle path. There's a fire after each elite. Maybe we can still do it. Yikes. Okay. I feel like, from past experience in this fight, the Spike Slimes are more likely to attack than the Acid Slimes. Maybe that's just not true at all. Let me check my intuition here. Act 1, monsters. Alright, Spike Slimes and Acid Slimes. Oh my gosh, slimes have been changed so many times. They've been changed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. 9 patches to slimes. I guess Spike Slime's only attack. That's why my intuition thinks that. Okay, so Spike Slime's only attack. Good to know. So I'll kill one. And then I'll weaken another one. And defend. Do I use the weak pot on this one? No. Okay. Let's use Quick Slash and Strike to kill you. And then double defend. Seems okay. We're still weak. But I think we'll double strike anyway. I hope that's enough block. Appears that it was. Okay, so now we can finish him off. Double block, and start working down these guys. Not too much damage. This is a pretty scary fight, but we got out of it with not too much damage. So I think we're still fighting the elite here. At least the first one. There's the Poison Stab. Well, Poison Stab makes the whole deck work a lot better. Catalyst, Bane. Cool. If I could have picked a card, I think I would have picked Poison Stab. Alright, Gremlin Nub is on rails, so we don't care about Runic Dome for him. Catalyst only has 2 poison here. So he's taking 2 then 1 for 3, going to 47 by the end of next turn. Or he's taking 4 then 3, which is 7, so going to 43 by the end of next turn. We're getting Bane with poison next turn, so I don't think we're too bothered by his attacks. Or by Catalyst here. We are going to use the weak pot, and I think Survivor, though. He is at 25, 24 next turn. I don't think we're ever getting 24 damage next turn. So maybe the Survivor was not wise. I was assuming we were killing him in 3 turns, but that doesn't seem to be true. So he's hitting us for like 27 twice and killing us. Okay. 21, because he's weak. Okay, 18 we can probably do next turn, so we're just going to block out as much as we can. Right, we can do 18. Hooray. Sundial. Okay, that's quite a card. Predator. Predator's really good. Okay, I'll take a Predator. Sure. I think we're resting here. Back up to 30, and there's another fire after this elite, so I think we'll stay on the track here. Let's see if Quick Slash can draw us Poison Stab. If it can, we'll wake him up. Ooh, great. Okay. Wow, perfect to wake up here. He's hitting, doesn't matter what he's hitting for, we have enough energy to play the whole hand. Take 10. We'll block for 18 here. And he is not attacking, so all this damage is good. Almost skipped 6 damage for no reason. Alright, Bane's happening for sure. We have lethal. Wow, what a great lethal here. Fossilized Helix, okay. Sucker Punch could be a pick. We've got quite a bit of damage. Quick Slash, Bane, Poison Stab, Predator. Sucker Punch is kind of block. Next fight can be Lagavulin again, which is a fight where a Sucker Punch is pretty good. But I think skip is pretty reasonable here. Kunai, huh? Okay. I guess we were supposed to pick that Infinite Blades. Resting seems pretty reasonable there. There's a Noxious Fume's second Catalyst. Also available. Looks like we got a deck coming together here. Quick Slash helps us proc Kunai. Noxious Fume's Catalyst kills people after we wait long enough. Maybe we take Noxious Fumes and Flash of Steel here. We can actually afford Noxious Fume's Flash of Steel Catalyst, which is kind of dirty. And then are we fighting the Mega Elite? Yeah, I think Mega Elite 2 question marks after that. Let's make sure we can afford that. This is 160. That's 105, yep. Okay. We did skip the dagger throw. Dagger throw is quite good. Or, sorry, glass knife. But, I think we'll survive. Right, it is Strength Gremlin Knob. Coming to challenge our preconceptions about surviving. Get rid of the Catalyst. Hey, Guitar. How's it going? Vegeta. We are blocking this with Buffer, so there's no point in defending. Also, he gets stronger if you defend, so not generally advised. Noxious Fumes or Strike here. Maybe we were supposed to draw all those cards and then use the Blessing of the Forge. If we Noxious Fumes, he has 3 poison for next turn, and we might use Blessing of the Forge to take Catalyst to take him up to 9 poison. If he goes up to, let's see, so he takes 2 from poison this turn, goes to 30. He has 3 poison plus 9, and then Predator does 20, so we're off by 1 with that plan. We could draw Flash of Steel or Neutralize to get lethal. Or we could just strike him now and then strike him next turn. So if we strike him now, he takes 2 and then and 6, so he takes 8, so he goes to 24, and then upgraded Predator plus 1 strike kills him. Was it a consideration to Blessing of the Forge, the 8 damage turn, and then block the 20 with Buffer? I should have thought about that, but I didn't, and it was probably a good idea. But I think the strike now is going to be lethal. I don't think we're getting punished too hard for that misplay. Yeah, so Flash of Steel. I think it's going to be, yeah, that's lethal. Okay. But you're right. I think we could have gotten through this fight with 0 damage, most likely. We got our Blessing of the Forge back. Thousand Cuts seems like a Kunai card, but is it? Backflip also seems like a really good Kunai card. Backflip both helps us draw our 0-cost attacks and helps pay off the deck, so it sort of scales with both halves of Kunai. Whereas Thousand Cuts sort of like assumes that we already have a deck that's playing 1,000,000 attacks per turn and gives us an additional way to add damage. And since we don't currently have a deck that does 1,000,000 attacks per turn, maybe we shouldn't plan on being a Thousand Cuts deck yet. So I think we're going to take the backflip. We don't want another store, so we're going to take question marks. Oh boy, this 12 card, oh my god. Please no. Okay, thank you. I'd definitely take a Neutralize. I will not take a Normality. I'd take a Piercing Wail. So there's the Neutralize. Yeah, I think I just grab a Neutralize. I guess let's see what this card is. Yeah, we don't want that. Okay. Alright, let's grab Neutralize. Poof, he's gone. Okay. Probably losing our buffer this turn. Looks like maybe dying this turn too. I guess he can't kill us if we neutralize him. So he only does 8 damage. So if we neutralize him, he does 6, assuming they're both attacking. So we have to neutralize on him. And then I think we put the rest of the damage into Jawworm. If we upgrade these, is it lethal on Jawworm? It's 27 plus... Poison Stab does what if it's upgraded? 8 and 4, right? Yeah, 8 and 4, so 12. So 27 plus 12 is, is 39, so not lethal. Although it would set up for a lethal next turn, most likely. It is lethal on the slime, that's true. So I think we could just go for a lethal on the slime, and hope that Jawworm either isn't attacking this turn or isn't attacking next turn or something. Let's see, it's 18 plus 12 is 30, yeah. So we can't afford to skip one, but wait, it is also lethal. Okay. Oh, it was exactly lethal, I was wrong. Okay. Upgraded neutralize is only 1 extra damage, so... I mean, I guess it would have been 4 extra damage, because it would have targeted him instead, but... I think we're safe blocking for 12, given that he has no strength. Yeah, Predator double defense should be fine. We're outscaling Jawworm. Cool. Blade Dance seems amazing with Kunai. Endless Agony kind of does the same thing. But Blade Dance and then upgrade it is like an instant Kunai proc. Whereas Endless Agony is not. Do we rest here? We have sort of the equivalent of 20 health because we have Toy Ornithopter. So if there's a good upgrade, I could see taking that. And there's tons of good upgrades. Noxious Fume, Catalyst, and Blade Dance are all like absolute must upgrades. I guess Blade Dance maybe is not quite as good as Noxious Fume's Catalyst. If we don't rest though, we might die. Yeah, I think we just rest. Okay. Probably going to use these potions on the same turn. We're going to wait until we draw like Noxious Fumes, and then we're going to draw a bunch of cards and upgrade all of them, and hopefully hit the other Catalyst or something. We're not splitting him on turn 1, so he's going to hit us for a bunch of damage. Let's do the thing now. Bane Plus is pretty good too. And then I think we're just going to double defend the Survivor. Let's see, how much does he hit us for? Let's figure this out. Oops, I scrolled too far. Oops, I am looking at Act 2 bosses. What? I always get the Guardian and Bronze Automaton confused. Okay, it's 36. We do have buffer, so we don't really care, that's true. But if we can block it, then that would be even better. So these block for 21, so we block for 30 total, so we can't block it, so we should just punch him. Okay. He's at 3, and he's getting poisoned for 3. So he's splitting himself. Predator does the most post-armor damage. And these will get in there to give me that dex. It's poison. Oh Alright. This is the tricky part of the fight, where we want to get Kunai procs, but we don't want to kill ourselves. Getting a Kunai proc while he's transformed costs 12 health, so we'd have to be blocking for 22 for that to be a good idea. We actually almost are. We're blocking for 19. I guess if he's neutralized, he only hits for 7. But then neutralize itself still costs 1 health, so we pay, I guess 9 health instead of 12. So then, yeah, we block for 19, so that is actually enough. Okay. I think we can do this in any order. So we can block the damage from the damage return. I guess quick slash plus? No, we've got 2 defend pluses in there. I kind of don't want to draw those. Okay. I don't think we have enough overblock to get a Kunai proc this turn. Alright, see you later, Star Animal. He's hitting for 16, we're blocking for 21. But 21 is only 5 more than 16, and we would take 12 damage to get a proc. Although, once again, we have Neutralize here helping us out. Don't let the... Yeah. Well, I think he's the DM, so... he's trying to have the gelatinous cube get the players. So he does 16 damage. He only does 12 if we neutralize, so neutralize is health neutral. So then getting a Kunai proc costs 8 health, but it would cost 3 real health. So I don't think we want to do it. But I guess I will see what Flash of Steel has in mind. Oh, it's got another defend. Okay. I guess we do it then. Wow, we're up to 5 decks. That's nuts. We can double his poison to 30, then 60, and get free splits for the rest of the game. Seems good. And now he's dead? Yeah, 60 and then 59 is dead. Cool. So that ended up being a perfect fight, so I feel a little bit silly for resting. But, you know what? Whatever. Here's the burst tempting me. I wanted to be cool like Ansan and get a burst catalyst, and here we are, looking at a burst. But we have to skip Wraith form to get it. Also skipping Corpse Explosion, which is pretty good. I think we're probably taking burst. We have like deck scaling and like blade dance. And Wraith form is kind of awkward with Kunai decks. Like, it kind of works because it, like, the Wraith form protects you while you set up your Kunai combo, but it also, like, really fights with the Kunai combo because it's like, wait, are we trying to get decks or lose decks? But if you get, like, an orange pellets, you can make it work, or like an artifact charge. Wraith form's really good, is what I'm saying. Wraith form's, like, almost always good. But burst is good, too. I think we'll take burst. It's more exciting. Alright. Curse Key, Broken Crown, and Philosopher's Stone. I think these are actually all pickable. Busted Crown might be worse than Skip. The thing about Busted Crown is, like, if you get a lot of good cards in Act 1, and we've got, like, 2 Catalysts and a Burst in Act 1, then, like, is a rare card more rare than any single power? That's a, do you mean an individual rare card, or, like, any rare card? And what's the rarity of the power? Because if it's a rare power, then yes, or then no, right? Because a specific rare card. There's no mechanism for rarity other than the card rarity. So any specific rare card is equally as rare as any other specific rare card. So if the power you're considering is a specific rare card, then it has equal rarity. But if the power you're considering is a specific uncommon card, for example, then it's more common than a specific rare card. Or at least there's no rarity thing that I'm aware of. I guess that there can be... no, I guess there's no card picks that filter, right? There's no way it's like add a power to your deck or anything like that. I guess there's events that add special cards, but no events that add filtered cards, which is kind of strange. Okay, so the sort of naive ranking for these is Cursed Key, then Philosopher's Stone, then Busted Crown. In general, Cursed Key, not that big of a deal. You can deal with the curses you get. Getting energy is really good. Philosopher's Stone, getting energy is still really good. Philosopher's Stone is generally better than Skip, but enemies getting strength is pretty bad, so you're going to need a way to mitigate that. And then Busted Crown is generally pretty bad. Getting energy is good, but cards are way more important than any other resource in the game, and giving up like most of your card picks is kind of terrible. But we're a 24 card deck with 2 copies of Catalyst already, so maybe we don't care. I don't doubt that we could win the game with these cards. These cards are incredibly strong. We'd need to like get rid of all of our strikes and a couple of defends. And like upgrade the Catalyst and maybe find another backflip or something, but we're in like really good shape. If we could duplicate the Blade Dance, maybe. And Busted Crown has the advantage of, like, if you don't care about cards, Busted Crown has no downside, right? Which is, like, pretty insane for an energy relic to have no downside. But I think it's probably just going to be Cursed Key. Cursed Key is really good. CJ. We also got Green Key already. Cursed Key makes some... it's not quite as good as getting Blue Key with Cursed Key, because then you just never get a curse. But if you have Green Key, then your pathing, particularly in Act 3, is a little bit less constrained than normal. So you can find a way to go to a chest and then go to a shop to get rid of the curse that you get. So that's nice. Let's grab it. All right, we're 5 energy deck now. So backflips are what we're looking for. Backflips, question marks are... This is Act 2, so we're looking for question marks. I don't know if I want, like, apparitions or anything, but, yeah. A ton of elites over here. I think 3 elites in a row. Seems dangerous. We're not forced into it, though. Once we're here, we can decide whether or not we want this one. If we don't, we can take a fire and then 1 elite, and then skip the second one. We are going to be forced into at least 1 elite, one of these 2. And then if we do this one, we're forced into a second one as well. And then a third one. So this path is kind of scary. Just 2 fires and then 3 elites. Although you do get like fire, elite, fire, and then... But this 2 hallway fight, 2 hard pool fights and then an elite fight seems scary. 3 question marks on that left path. Not very excited about going to a shop though. So maybe we do take the left path. I think the alternative is to go like here and skip this first elite, get 2 question marks in a shop. Because like fighting 4 hallway fights to get to this elite seems like a lot. I'm gonna go to the bathroom really quick, be right back. The problem with this route, this like 2 question mark shop route, is the shop, right? Like having 140 gold going to a shop is not very exciting. And then we skip an elite too. Although I don't know if we should really think about it as skipping an elite, right? Because it's like just fighting 2 elites is going to be a hurdle for us to overcome. So I think this is probably the right route. Getting robbed, making that shop even worse. That corpse explosion would have been really useful here. We really want to neutralize Mugger because they're both attacking and he's hitting the buffer, so we want to take less damage from Mugger. We also probably just want to kill Mugger first because he hits harder and generates more block. It looks like we're actually blocking the looter and then the buffer's hitting the Mugger. Or Mugger's hitting the buffer. Let's draw some cards, see what we get. So we can burst Catalyst, although he's only at 2 poison, so not a super impressive burst Catalyst. He goes up to 8. I think we're just gonna like burst, defend, block for 18. Alright, so now their attacks are random, right? So we don't know if they're attacking or not. So let's go ahead and finish off Mugger. And then hope that Looter was attacking, maybe, so that we have time to kill him. He is. Okay, great. So he should be running away now. And hopefully we'll get enough damage to kill him next turn. Seven energy turn. Looks like it's enough. Okay. You can't rob me. Deadly Poison, Slice. We really need an Acrobatics in this deck. We have so much energy. And the more card draw we get, the more energy we get from Sundial. So picking up an Acrobatics would be huge. Acrobatics or Backflip, anything like that. Would be nice. So I want to pick a Slice just to trigger Kunai, but I don't think Slice is appropriate. We need to pick more 0-cost stuff, and then more card draw. But I don't think it's time for that one yet. Do we pick Deadly Poison? The Noxious Fumes is having a really tough time setting up for the 2 Catalysts. And the only other poison is Poison Stab. I wish it was a Crippling Cloud. Crippling Cloud would be amazing. We've got a Burst. Can you imagine, like, Burst, Crippling Cloud, Catalyst? If both Crippling Cloud, Catalyst, and Burst are upgraded? Like, applies 14 poison and then doubles it to... or triples it to... what is it, 42? Yeah, 42 and then to 128 all in one turn. Boom. We can live the same dream with Deadly Poison. Deadly Poison also applies 7 poison when it's upgraded. So it can be our poor man's Crippling Cloud. I don't know though. Okay, so here's the deal. We've got a lot of like scaling-y stuff, right? We've got like Noxious Fumes into Catalyst, that's our like scaling damage. We've got Kunai for our scaling block. But like, is Noxious Fumes helping us solve like Snake Plant? What about like Slavers, you know? Maybe it does help us solve Slavers if we like burst Deadly Poison Catalyst, that kills one for sure. Or I guess Deadly Poison Burst Catalyst, since Catalyst is unupgraded. Or Burst is unupgraded. I think we'll skip it. Dreams, though. They're real. Do we want Bites? I think we do. So with a deck with such strong scaling like this one, Bites mean that we can like set up our defenses and like take some damage while we're setting them up, and then like bite back to full health. We do lose some current HP. We lose about 6 current HP. But that's okay. Bite time. Okay. Well, those question marks went well. just one question mark. These ones are always happening. I guess I'll play these. He's not random, so there's no point to that. But thanks to my lovely wife for rescuing us from train sounds. It is, yeah. He is attacking us for 11 this turn. So let's Blade Dance to get a Dex, and then Backflip. Okay. Survivor blocks out. Looks like we can almost get another Dex first, but I guess not quite. Poison Stab removes the last artifact charge. Bane and Bite do the same amount of damage. Okay. Now he's hitting for 22, and we're frail. So he's going to hit the... Maybe we use the Gambler's Brew here. Because if we draw a block, currently his first attack hits our... takes all of our armor and the buffer, and then he hits us for 11. But if we use the Gambler's Brew, get a defend, then we block his first attack completely, and his second attack takes the buffer. So we save 11 health. I think that's probably worth a Gambler's Brew. Oh crap, I forgot about Toy Ornithop here. Maybe it wasn't worth. Alright, he's back to hitting for 11. Let's see what Quick Slash does. So get the Dex, block most of the damage, and hopefully kill him next turn with bites. Cool. So we're back to full health, and he's dead. We did spend a potion, though. Cloak and Dagger Plus is amazing. It scales both halves of Kunai. It says plus on it, so we don't have to upgrade it. We're way behind on upgrades. We've got 2 Catalysts and a Noxious Fumes to upgrade. I think Cloak and Dagger is really, really good. Alright, let's see what the shop does. Missing out on a Mummified Hand. We have an option for a 3rd Catalyst. We take Preserved Insect. It's quite helpful. We could card remove something. Also, Burst plus Cloak and Dagger. Yum. Block for 12. Go to Kunai proc. Take Adrenaline. It's card draw. Takes all of our money. I think we're pretty happy about Preserved Insect. But I'm also pretty happy about Adrenaline, so I guess... Which one? Well, we have Burst with Adrenaline. Do we ever take Dramatic Entrance? I don't think so. We also have an option for Abacus, so we could like try and get our deck really small and combo Abacus and Sundial. It's kind of a fun idea. I don't think we really have the mechanism for getting the deck really small, though. If this was Ironclad, we could maybe pull that off. Can you imagine how boring it would be against the Heart if you can shuffle your deck with 1 card repeatedly, and you're trying to combo Abacus and Sundial? You're like, you get 4 block per thing, and you're like, but you have Runic Dome too, so you have to block for like 100 because you don't know what he's doing. I think I'm going to take Adrenaline. I think the deck scales so well that like we don't really care how much health elites have. What really matters is like how quickly we can get set up against them. I don't think we're... Because like, Preserved Insect is really good if you're trying to like assassinate elites, right? And oftentimes you are. But I think here we're pretty happy to just get 2 Kunai procs in a turn, which is what Adrenaline lets us do. It's only 23 gold, but I would really like that red mask. This helps us supplement the elite we didn't take, so we can take sort of a pseudo-elite here and then heal, maybe. Alright, let's fight him. Also, these guys are not random, which is helpful. I guess we Adrenaline first. Who you target depends on who you can kill, right? So if you can kill Bear on turn 1, you do that. If you can't kill Bear, can you kill Pointy? If so, you do that. If you can't kill Pointy, then you target Romeo. Because Romeo does slightly more damage overall. Or, he does, like, status effect damage. But with so much draw in the deck, it's kind of hard to tell, like... It depends on what we draw with the Flash of Steel, whether we can get lethal. So it's going to be 3 plus 8, so that's 11, plus 7 is 18, 21. Probably we're not going to be able to kill Bear. I guess we can backflip now. So we had 21, we drew 7 more, we're up to 28. Doesn't seem like it's happening. So I think we're going to target Pointy. Oh, we were at 28, then we drew 7 damage, so I guess we just can kill Pointy now. Which is a good outcome. Alright, 2 Kunai procs on turn 1. It means we go down to -2 decks instead of -4. So we'll be back in the game here quick. I guess we could have probably killed Romeo, huh? Seems like we did have enough damage. Romeo's first target, because he does a bunch of damage. We have 4 energy left, so I think we're playing everything except for the Catalyst. Although Catalyst does do 3 poison right now. But then what, we skip Noxious Fumes? Yeah, let's just skip Catalyst. Okay. Alright. Alright, bite him to death. I think burst defend is probably happening. And it's not quite enough to block out Bear, but it should block most of the damage. Poison Stab Burst Catalyst is probably lethal. Do we want lethal, or are we trying to bite him now? Let's Flash of Steel and see. I guess I'll be happy with 2 bites. Because we don't have enough block to block out here. Okay. Red mask. We got it. Dagger Throw is card draw. So it's prepared. Kind of the same kind of card draw. I think we probably skip both. I guess Dagger Throw is card draw and an attack. Yeah, we've got enough like bites and stuff for that. We need our card draw to be skills. We need backflips and stuff. Okay. Looks like we're resting. We don't get a ton of value out of resting anymore because we have low max HP, but being at 18 is pretty scary for slavers. Alright, Centurion Mystic. We should be able to exit this fight at full health. Predator versus Noxious Fumes. We need to do 20 damage so that she starts healing, and that's Predator. Unfortunately. Oh, we got to keep our buffer. Okay. Alright. Let's do 3 attacks and 3 defends, I guess. I guess that's going to be Bite Blade Dance for the 3 attacks, because getting to full health is our objective here. And then we don't know how much they're attacking for, so I guess we'll block for a bunch. Okay, get the 3 bites first. Get the Kunai proc, and then do the other things. Probably losing our buffer here, right? Nope, I guess he wasn't attacking, so we don't lose it. This should be lethal on Centurion. And then I think we're just hoping Mystic doesn't attack. She can heal, so she might be... yeah, good. Okay. We have completed our little mini-quest here. And we can block for 30 per turn. Uh-oh, we can't block at all this turn. And we haven't done enough damage. I think because we can't block and we haven't done enough damage... Let's see, I guess even if she is attacking, we still have buffer up. So we'll go ahead and give her the beans. Hope that we can kill her before she hurts us. Okay, looks like we can. Cool. Well, that's nice. Full health. Maybe we shouldn't have rested at that campsite. Maybe we should have trusted the deck to heal. I could see taking a Cloak and Dagger. The Cloak and Dagger Plus is amazing. But Cloak and Dagger Plus and Cloak and Dagger are quite different cards. And planning on getting an upgrade seems like a really bad idea, given that we just wasted a campsite on resting, and we have 2 catalysts that are in front of it in line. So I think we have to pass on it. Another shot at Deadly Poison, too. I passed Deadly Poison earlier, and not a lot has changed since then, but we are having a ton of trouble establishing poison. We're often catalysting just like the 2 poison that's left over from Poison Stab, or like we're in the situation where we're asked to do that. But I don't think Deadly Poison's quite good enough. Holding out for Crippling Cloud. Okay, we're gonna need to backflip here to find some more stuff to do. See, this is what I'm talking about. Catalysts, no poison. Alright, I guess we're just playing 2 attacks and then defend. And Bane and Bite do the same thing. Hopefully we're blocking at least him. Yeah, good. Oh, we managed to block both of them with the block, and then he took the buffer. That's a really good outcome. Okay. Burst Adrenaline seems good. Okay, so let's weaken the 2 outside slavers, since I think they're both surviving this turn. And I guess we're just playing all the rest of the cards. Oh man, if I had neutralized him instead, he would have died. I'm actually going to restart the fight, because that was just a math failure. That's way better. Supposed to do the math first. Okay, we started a backflip here, and then a quick slash, and then we played 2 attacks and a defend, which happened to work out pretty well. Alright, started with Flash of Steel, and then we bursted our Adrenaline. And then if we had counted better, we wouldn't have known that this is lethal. Okay. Alright, Bite and Cloak and Dagger are happening, so let's do that. We've got 3 energy left. It seems like biting, defending, and surviving is probably enough. Try and get some positive health here. Blocking for 30 seems like a lot. Alright. Do we Poison Stab? Poison Stab helps us end the fight. I think ending the fight is still probably good, at least while Blue Slaver's up. So he's dead next turn. Alright, and so now we need to get in as many bites as we can before Taskmaster dies. And hopefully get to full health. Let's see, how much does Taskmaster attack for? Are we taking damage here? He attacks for 7, so he's hitting for 12 currently. So we're not taking damage. So I think we're going to actually disrespect him and not attack with Predator. Unless we've got like a ton of wounds. 5 wounds. There's only 2 bites left, so maybe Predator helps us find the bites. I don't think we're getting to full health, unfortunately. Okay. Alright. Fair enough, 44 is fine. Footwork scales in a good direction, because we already have dex scaling, so more dex scaling is good. I think the presumptive pick here is probably Nightmare. We have an absolute ton of energy. We have 2 energy relics. And whenever we generate like 3 of a 0-cost card, we're in great shape. Nightmaring like a Cloak and Dagger plus, or like a Burst, or a Catalyst or something. There's just lots of good Nightmare targets. So I think we're grabbing Nightmare. We're at 44. It's pretty near full health, so I think we're planning on a second elite here. So let's go up the middle. Small chest, I think, is a no for Cursed Key. So we can skip it. Right. Turn 1 Noxious Fumes is great. Let's backflip and see if we can burst the Adrenaline. No. Alright, so let's just bear Adrenaline. We could Nightmare the Noxious Fumes. 3 copies of Noxious Fumes is pretty insane in this fight. We could Nightmare a Catalyst. Let's see, so if we Noxious Fumes and Poison Stab this turn, he goes up to 4 poison. And then if we have 3 copies of Catalyst, he goes from 4 to 8 to 16 to 32. That's not very impressive. I guess we've got the Poison Pot too. So it goes from 10 to... I guess actually... Okay, so if we wanted to do that, what we'd want to do is Poison Stab Catalyst, or Poison Stab Poison Pot Catalyst this turn. So he goes from 9 to 18, and then Nightmare the other Catalyst, so go down to 17, and then he gets 17 times 8 next turn. Or wait, times 2, 4, 8, yeah. So 17 times 8 is, I don't know, some number. Math says 136. So that's definitely lethal over 2 turns. How much does the Fat Gremlin attack for? Fat Gremlin attacks for 5, so we're already blocking him with our existing block. Thanks to backflip, it must have been. Wait, if we backflip, why do we still have 5 energy? Oh, it was I guess we adrenaline and backflipped. Okay. Okay. That seems like a fine plan. I don't mind losing the poison pot. It's a pretty dangerous fight. He could be attacking this turn, which would mean that we were taking some damage. And I guess we'll just... He's already weak. We'll just neutralize him for next turn. Darn. So he can't be attacking this turn, and he can be dying. So I'll take my 2 health and take my leave. That Nightmare seems like it was a good pick. Let me think about Juicy Bracelet in a second. Dodge and Roll is insane with deck scaling. One of the very few deck scaling cards in the game. Second chance at a Footwork, which is nice. I mean, I skipped a Footwork for a Nightmare, but I don't know if I'll skip a Footwork for a Dodge and Roll. If I take Juicy Bracelet, I'm probably taking these 3 question marks. I'm probably taking them whether or not I do Juicy Bracelet. Pretty high chance of thwack, and it gets even a little bit higher if I take Juicy Bracelet. Sure, Act 3 question marks are really good. We don't really want normal fights. Footwork versus Dodge and Roll. What does our attack to skill ratio look like? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Plus 5 is 13, 14 attacks, or attack generating cards. Plus a little bit, because Cloak and Dagger and Blade Dance both generate multiple attacks. So it's like half the deck is attacks. That's about where I want it to be. What's the competition for Dodge and Roll? There's a lot of skills in the deck that don't block. There's a lot of like Nightmares and Adrenalines and Catalysts and stuff. So maybe just having an extra skill that blocks is good. Okay. Are we going to this campsite? What are we upgrading? Oh wait, we have like a million cards we need to upgrade. Yeah, of course we're going to campsite. Okay. Snake Lady is not that scary. I think it's probably Burst. We've got Nightmare, and like Catalysts and stuff. But like upgrading Burst and then getting Burst and Catalyst together is better than upgrading Catalyst, right? Because multiplying times 4 is larger than multiplying times 3, and Burst has like lots of good targets, whereas Catalyst only works if they're poisoned. Okay. Surprise Shop. Bottled Tornado is getting skipped for the run, so is Dolly's Mirror. Seems like I always find Dolly's Mirror and Catalyst in the same runs. Deep Breath is actually pretty good here. Deep Breath with Sundial. Is pretty abusive. We also just like really need card draw. So I think we're just gonna take Deep Breath. We could like card remove and not buy a potion because that's too expensive. But there's no cards that are like I'm super desperate to remove. So I think let's just take a deep breath. Neat. I always love when I can do deep breath synergy stuff. Ha! Lose Kunai. Do we need Noloth's Gift? Is there anything that Noloth's Gift gives us? Because Bronze Scales is pretty good. I think we just... No thanks, Noloth. Get out of here. We could heal for 6, or we could add a card. Healing for 6 is not very valuable. I guess I'll add a card. This is our 31st card, so maybe it's not correct to add a card. Maybe we should just, like, never add a card again. But, let's see, what card do we want? We want, like, another Blade Dance, or a Cloak and Dagger Plus, or something. Are these cards ever upgraded? It seems like they're never upgraded. Maybe we just take the 6 health to avoid the card. Oh, Crippling Cloud, that's true. Crippling Cloud's still really good. Honestly, I'd take a third Catalyst too. Maybe even a second Noxious Fumes. Our poison scale is really slow. Yeah, you know what? We do need a poison card. Alright. Let's read. Bouncing Flask. Noxious Fumes. The ever-present Deadly Poison. Blade Dance. Infinite Blades. Well-laid plans. We do have 2 copies of Catalyst. There's actually some really good options here. Even Blur is pretty good, now that we have like a ton of deck scaling. Okay, so I think the pickable cards are Bouncing Flask, Noxious Fumes, Infinite Blades, Well-laid plans, Blade Dance, Leg Sweep, Backflip. That's it. Backflip, Leg Sweep, Blade Dance, Well-laid, Infinite, Noxious, Bouncing Flask. So Bouncing Flask is the biggest, like, you've got a bunch of poison now card, right? So if we can Bouncing Flask on an individual target, that'll give him currently 9 and eventually 12 poison. That's like 6 turns of Noxious Fumes. It's a ton of Noxious Fumes time. And if we can do Bouncing Flask and like Catalyst on the same turn, that's insane. If we can like burst Bouncing Flask Catalyst, then we're talking about like damage caps from turn 1 on, basically. It's not quite that good. Let's see, if we assume everything's upgraded, Burst Bouncing Flask does 24 poison, and then Burst Catalyst does up to like, what, 72, and then up, yeah, up to 200. So it is damage caps for the rest of the run, if that's your turn 1 against Heart. Wow, that's insane. Poison is so nuts. Alright, well we wanted a big poison card, and Bouncing Flask fits the bill, so we'd need a pretty good excuse to not take that. Blade Dance is okay. Well-laid plans helps us set stuff up. Yeah, I think it's Bouncing Flask. We've got so much energy. Pretty happy to see it. Okay, alright, it's probably our last poison card. And then we're upgrading. We got the Burst. I feel like Catalyst is next. Maybe Noxious Fumes. Maybe we were supposed to take the well-laid plans there. Experiencing a little bit of regret. Maybe we upgrade Blade Dance. Upgraded Blade Dance is quite a bit better than regular Blade Dance. Upgraded Nightmare is a little bit more playable. What does upgraded Deep Breath do? Draws 2 cards. Deep Breath has a pretty much 100% drawn played rate. Drawing an extra card is pretty good. Do we just upgrade Deep Breath? Like, Backflip doesn't get an extra card when we upgrade it. It's 3 more block. I think the best upgrades are probably like Catalyst, Nightmare, Noxious Fumes, or Deep Breath. Can we use this to refine our deck's goal at all? I feel like we're going pretty hard in 2 directions, hard to scale poison and decks at the same time effectively. I actually disagree. So we've got a scaling damage plan and a scaling block plan. So trying to have a singular deck's goal is I think a mistake. Because if the deck needs to do 2 things at the same time. We need to be able to kill all the fights that we're encountering, and we also need to like outscale them in terms of block, so that we can survive while we killed it with poison. And we need to do those 2 things simultaneously. I think it's an interesting insight to like try and use the library event to like decide what your plan is, because you're always like offered a lot of options at the library. I think you're a little bit misguided. Yeah, let's take the Deep Breath upgrade. Drawing 2 cards is so much more powerful than drawing 1. Okay. Collector. Adrenal helps us get set up. Okay. Sure. Alright. Got our Noxious Fumes turn 1, healed up for 4, generated 5 block for the next turn. Pretty good turn. Okay, I'm gonna have to bust open the wiki here because we're a Runic Dome deck. Okay, let's grab the collector. Okay. So he is probably attacking. I feel like he attacks a lot on the second turn. Let's see. If one or more torch heads are up, if they're both up, he has 70% chance using Fireball and 30% chance using it. So he's probably attacking for 21. And the torch heads themselves are always attacking. And they deal 7 damage. Okay. So it ends up being 21 plus 14, which is 35. So the goal here, I think, is to block for 14 at least and let the buffer take the 21. But we can't do that goal. I guess we can weaken both of these, so they both do 5, and then block out. I put one Shiv into the collector, but I think that's wrong. I think the correct target for the Shiv is the weaker torch head. So we're blocking both of these, and then he's taking the buffer. Probably. He might not be attacking. Okay. Burst Cloak and Dagger is here. So let's finish him off. And let's see, can he Fireball twice in a row? Oh, he can't use Fireball 3 times in a row, so he's probably Fireballing again, 70% chance. We're generating at least one more Kunai proc. I guess exactly one more Kunai proc. And then we're going to block for 8 plus 11, which is 19 more. So we're going to block for 35. Or wait. Sorry. 19 more. Yeah, so 35. So we actually don't care if he dies yet. But I guess having him be close enough to death that we can kill him whenever we feel like it is pretty important. Oh right, I forgot we had burst going. Okay, alright, we're blocking way over. Okay, that's fine. Alright, he cannot be using Fireball this turn. This is also the 4th turn, so he is using his debuff. So we're getting weaked and frailed and stuff. Which always sucks. Let's go ahead and just kill the Torch Head and then Nightmare of Bouncing Flask. Maybe we want a Nightmare of Backflip so that we're able to block a bunch next turn. Next turn's kind of scary. If he has 0 Torch Heads, he has a 25% chance of using Spawn, which is taken from his Fireball chance. Okay. Yeah, actually, if we Nightmare the Bouncing Flask, then next turn we can, like, Bouncing Flask, Catalyst. Which is pretty neat. Also, we're going to proc Sundial next turn with the Deep Breath. So we're going to have extra energy. So we can, like, do some kind of crazy stuff. Okay. If he is attacking, which he can be doing, he can hit for 21. We're vulnerable, so that ends up being 31. 31 is a significant portion of our health. But we don't have any block, so I guess let's see if we get block. We did get some. Double Bouncing Flask, double Catalyst, defend. Let's see, do we get lethal here? Double Bouncing Flask, double Catalyst is 9, 18 plus 5 is 23. 23 goes to 46, and then not even close to lethal. Alright, well, it sets him up. This makes almost sure that we win the fight, so... And he might be summoning, yeah, Fireball. Okay. What a jerk. I guess if he fireballs again, we die, huh? Yeah, we didn't draw any block. So that's unfortunate. Well, wait, we have neutralized, so he's... No, he still does enough to kill us. Drat. Wait, does he with the bite? Yeah, he does. Alright, well, there's not much we can do about it. He either kills us or he doesn't. Ah. Rats. Not sure what we did wrong there. It felt like we were in a really good spot going into that fight. I think it just lined up really poorly. We had two turns in a row where we didn't generate any block, and that was the turns where we were vulnerable. We were kind of late on the Nightmare combo. Although getting the Nightmare combo to go on the turn when he's debuffing is pretty neat. I guess you're right. I should have played Dodge and Roll, because Dodge and Roll generates more total block. I was thinking that I just needed like as much block as possible that turn, because I wanted that one more. I was assuming that next turn I was like killing him with the other catalyst or something, but that wasn't true. So I think you're right. I think Deep Sleep would have survived if he'd played a Dodge and Roll. I didn't even think about it. I was like, yeah, we just need to block this turn because he's doing so much damage. Yeah, the collector fight is brutal because it asks you to do something that like you aren't usually asked to do until Act 4, right? Which is like you need to get rid of your debuffs, right? Like you basically need to have a plan to get rid of the heart's vulnerable. You need to like have an artifact ready to go for the heart. But collector like is the first monster to ask that question by like a lot. Because like no other monster in like Act 2 does that. Pretty much no hallway fight in Act 3 does that. And in fact, none of the elites in Act 3 even do it. Being able to purge debuffs is pretty useful for Time Lord, but Collector is pretty unique in how important those debuffs are and how quickly he applies them. But we definitely had a shot to win. I did misplay, as Deep Sleep pointed out, and we could have survived that fight. But it also just felt like we could have shuffled better. Pretty interesting deck. Bite and deck scaling. I always manage to kill my Kunai decks, despite how fun they are to play. Maybe we were supposed to take the Wraith form instead of the Burst. If we'd taken the Wraith form, we would have taken a Well-Laid Plans instead of Bouncing Flask, and we might have had that set up a little better.